Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm sharing an idea that I had been kicking around, and I made this video and I mailed it to someone and it worked, so now I wanted to share it. What I was trying to figure out was how to share die cuts, especially for fancier dies that some people might not have, like the 2-layer ones, but not have to leave my house. So maybe on a Tuesday night, I know that somebody's having a hard time and I want to put some in an envelope, or I had some extras sitting around, or maybe just happy mail very inexpensively and accessibly. So I was looking for ideas. So what I decided was I took a piece of cream-colored cardstock out of my scratch. It was a messed-up card base, so it was 110, but it wouldn't have to be. And a book page, because I had a book page sitting around. And I penciled out how it would fit to partition these 2-layer dies, but keep them fit nicely. I'm using a sewing machine. You could stitch it by hand. You could use a really narrow double-sided adhesive. I think there are a lot of different things you could do. I experimented as I made it. You don't want to make that paper super, super tight. So I'll show you a point where I adjusted it a tiny bit. But if you make your pockets too sloppy, then the things will be able to slide out. And I don't know that it's a science, so you can just experiment. But whatever paper you have sitting around will work for this. I wanted the top layer to be thin so that if they needed to, they could just tear it off. And then I was having some trouble sewing because I left the top piece too big so I couldn't see. So I decided to trim it down. I would not trim the two pieces of paper exactly to the same size before I started, because then if I stitched crooked or if I wanted to get a little more flexibility in my pockets, I wouldn't be able to have it. So I'd leave that top piece probably at least 1/4 of an inch bigger when you're sewing them together, and then trim it down. And maybe the same idea for double-sided tape, just to give yourself some room. And I stitched around the edge. This is going to make perfect sense once you see it, so just roll with me. And then I'm going to give you some pointers at the end about smarter sequence to do this in. I should have decorated my pieces of paper before I sewed them together. But remember, I was still trying to kick this idea around in my head and see if it would work. I also think I'd like to test this with a slimline, with slimline size pieces of paper and an envelope. And slimline is another word for a business size envelope. I think I could take a big envelope like you get to pay a bill with and maybe have 5 sections of these die cuts. But I'd like to mail them to somebody and see if maybe the end gets messed up, because this one I had room to protect the ends, and I'll show you. So now I'm taking the sewing machine and I'm making the row of stitching that will hold those die cuts in place. I know you could just put your die cuts in a card and mail them, but the issue that I have been faced with is I make layered, sometimes a little chunky cards, and then these 2-layer die cuts get really thick. So if you hit that point where it won't fit through the slot at the post office, then it becomes a parcel and it's a whole different billing system. So this way I want to have something that I know I can just send happy mail from home. And there it is. It fits in there. So at this point, I'm pretty excited. The concept is working. But I noted that that pocket was a little tight. So I'm going to do the next one different. Instead of sewing all the way to the end, I'm just going to, essentially the term would be tack the middle of it. I'm not going to worry about getting the ends. And I don't see this little envelope as a long-term embellishment, beautiful item. It is just my packaging. It's my delivery system. You could use 2 pieces of cardstock. You could use a patterned paper. You could use a magazine page, whatever you want. I just wanted to be sure that if they had to pry it open to get them out in any way, that top page was nice and thin. So on that second one, I did not go all the way to the edge of the stitching, and the reason I left the opening on the end and the cardstock sticking out behind it was I wanted to make it easier to get a hold of, but also have it be protected. Then I decided to put the thanks in upside down because that T has a big sturdy area for the person to grab. It'll be upside down when it gets there. It's fine. She got it and it turned out great, so I'm not too worried. So I just tucked it in, and I just used pencil marks. I didn't measure. You would put your stitches in different places depending on what you were making. The other thing I was thinking is if you're somebody who colors, you're really into Copic markers and you stamp beautiful images and color them, this would be a great way to share them with people too. You could slimline might work better. Maybe you have little animals or something, and you could sew little pockets and put them in there. They wouldn't be all beat up, and they wouldn't stack up, because if they settle down in the bottom of the envelope, it might get too thick. Now I'm going to grab an envelope and just make sure that everything is the right size and it fits and it's not too tight. I don't know how many could fit. If I had a postal scale, or maybe if you do, you could test it out and get an idea of what's the absolute max amount of weight in die cuts that you could put in there. I think the idea might also work. Maybe you make little tiny embellishments that are fairly flat, and you could make little pockets. You could literally have the person just tear it open when they get it too. I decided to trim this just a little bit more. I didn't know how I was doing on weight, and Mr. Crafting and Relaxing took this to the post office. He had it checked, so I know that it worked for one stamp, and it wasn't even a hand stamped one, but I don't know how close I was. Here it occurs to me, I should have decorated the back and written a note, because I'm not going to put this in a card. So I would say, choose your die cuts, choose your papers, decorate and write a note on the back of it, then stitch and fill it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this gives you great ideas on how to spread joy and share some of your creations. Bye-bye.